Hey, I'm making a short film again! I'm making a short film again! Oh my god, why did I do this to myself? No! What's up, it's a Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite albums, and today I'm going to be doing my first album review of 2024, and that would be Violent Femmes, or I would like to call them Violent Femme. I don't know why. I prefer calling them Violent Femme because it's cooler, sleek, sort of French. But yeah, it's been, I think, over a month since I have made an album review on this channel. I really needed a break. And also, from 2024 onwards, I will be doing less and less album reviews, mainly because it's not profitable. I mean, it's not profitable anyways, whatever videos I do, because I'm not monetized, but also nobody really cares. However, what I am going to bring back is Classics Week. Or Classics, I don't know, weeks, because it's not going to be a week thing. But yeah, I'm going to be reviewing classic albums that are critically acclaimed, talked about, they're great, but still albums that I wish more people would know about. And the first one that I'm doing is Violent Femmes' self-titled album. This is a debut album from Milwaukee, Wisconsin band Violent Femmes, and it is released in 1983. It is founded by Gordon Gano, who is a vocalist and guitarist, Brian Ritchie on the bass, and Victor De Lorenzo on the drums. And this is, yeah, Violent Femmes. And what's really interesting about this album is that it is a folk punk album. It pretty much utilizes two musical styles from two very different genres and mashes them together in very interesting ways. And of course, given that it is folk, we have acoustic guitars, rustic drums, everything feels really grounded and DIY. But then we have the punk side of the songwriting, where we have very fast, straightforward, punchy songs. All the performances are very shouty and fun and fiery. Thus, we have folk punk. Also, this album is very ahead of its time. A lot of people listen to Violent Femmes thinking that they are a 90s band, but the fact that this album was released in the early 80s is actually kind of mind-blowing because their sound is very unique. It just has that grungy MTV sort of rebellious flavor of 90s indie music. It's just this angsty, whiny, suburban white kid type music, and usually it's annoying, but they embrace this aesthetic so hard that it almost becomes an aesthetic in and of itself. So it's really interesting. Also, I really love the band name Violent Femmes and the album title as well. It's just really cool. It's like one of those misleading band names like Woman, but it's not made of woman, and The Policeman, but of course none of the band members are policemen. It's just that type deal. And given the lyrics on this album, it makes the album title and the band name even more reflective of what they were kind of going for in this album. So we have the album opener, Blister in the Sun, which is quite possibly their most iconic song and also most iconic song off of the album. Of course, we have the very iconic chorus, "Let me go on like I blister in the sun." And it just has these nonsensical lyrics that have raunchy images here and there. In the last act of this song, we have this whispery part that sort of quiets down and then it explodes. This song sounds like a group of high schoolers having the most fun of their lives, which is fun, yeah. But also, a lot of people read into the lyrics thinking that A, it could be nonsensical, B, it could be about self-pleasuring. But according to the band frontman himself, he says that this is a track about a couple who are drug addicts and they don't perform well on bed, and it's just that kind of a song. So again, we have very raunchy sexual themes throughout the entire album that's reeks of teenagehood and young adult life, and that whininess and that sort of nakedness is kind of rare in the early 80s, which is what makes it so ahead of its time. And this is even more prominent in the following few tracks. Kiss Off, where we have some of the most memorable lyrics off of the entire album. You can all just kiss off into the air. Behind my back, I can see them stare. They hurt me bad, but I won't mind. They'll hurt me bad. They do it all the time. Yeah, yeah. They do it all the time. Yeah, yeah. And it's just these vocal harmonies sort of calling and responding. It's just very cartoonish. We have bits of spoken word near the end, and aggressive acoustic guitar playing, so aggressive you would think they're gonna break their guitar strings. And also the little build up near the end. I take one, cause you left me, and two, and then this and that, and then 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, and it sort of counts up to the final climax. Lyrics like this really give off Ferris Bueller vibes. I don't know why, but like this is the immediate first thing I could think of is Ferris Bueller. It's just so American, so suburban, and it's almost kind of comedic in a sense. Then we have Please Do Not Go, which is probably my least favorite track on the entire album. I feel like this track is more funny and comedic than it is enjoyable, and it lyrically is about a girl he likes another guy, and we have some fragile and crybaby vocals that almost borders on a voice acting performance. Then we have Added Up, which is my favorite track on the entire album because lyrically it's kind of simple. It's the main character of the song. He wants to fuck. He wants a kiss. He wants to do things with the girl he likes, but he can't. He's not able to, and he's just whining about it on this track. And the guitar goes insanely hard. It goes insanely hard. It's so fiery and dense and rough, and at some point the guitars get so rough they sound like horns. And again, may I remind you, there's no distortion on these things. They're all acoustic. And again, what the band does really well is the last act of the song. So don't shoot that thing at me. Don't shoot that thing at me. It's very catchy, very fun, and so full of energy. The next leg of the album does slow things down a little bit. We have the track Confessions, which is a slow, sad, drunken croon about being lonely and sad and pathetic. It's like walking into some random bar and finding a drunk uncle ranting towards the barista. And I really like the messy, chaotic ending that kind of captures the feeling of, I guess, being in such a situation. Then we have Prove My Love, which is a fun, straightforward, blissful song where the frontman of the band asks what he needs to do in order to prove his love. Do I need to climb a mountain? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? And the next track, Promise, has a similarly fiery and emotionally distraught feel to it. But the last 3 tracks are amazing. We have To The Kill, which is another drunken, slow burn song with raunchy lyrics full of innuendos, repeating refrains like, come on babe, go ahead, to the kill, and you can sort of use your imagination to sort of figure out what kill really means. But also it's the country-flavored instrumentals, the unhinged guitar solos that sort of characterize how messy being a teenager must feel if I was ever a teenager at some point. And then we have Gone Daddy Gone, which is the last banger of the album. We have these gothy descending chords that just immediately reminds me of Susie and the Banshees. And then these xylophones, which is such an interesting instrumental addition to the already very simple instrumental palette. Is kind of spooky, also kind of funny and quirky. It's just so much fun, especially in the chorus. Cause it's gone, daddy gone, your love is gone, and it's sort of catchy. Then Good Feeling as the album ending is a really sweet and lovely ballad. It's the least whiny and crybaby, but the sweetest vocal performance on the entire album, and lyrics that feel like the frontman of the band or the main character of the album has reached some sort of conclusion, and it's really nice. And overall, the album, while I don't think it's perfect, there are definitely some tracks here and there that I thought could be better, more interesting, more versatile, but I think overall it's still incredibly interesting. The genre of folk punk is really intriguing in how it blends musical styles together, and the entire album just gives off this whiny energy that's so unique to its time and to the culture surrounding it. And it is an album that one should definitely check out, I guess. I'm giving Violent Femmes' self-titled debut album a light 9 out of 10. Yeah. So have you listened to Violent Femmes? Comments below, let me know, subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching. Guess what's the next album I'm going to review?